Hey guys, this is Rob. I wanted to share a little video with you guys about something we just experienced. We just saved our home from foreclosure by the grace of God. And I just want to share with you as quickly as I can the story of what happened. I lived in this home for 20 years now, and I raised my kids here. I was sober for a long time after struggling with drugs when I was young. And I relapsed in 2011 and lost my job. My house went into foreclosure once before this. Everything went downhill, and I ended up homeless. I met my wife now. I got divorced because of my problem, and I met my wife, Dawn. She has 4 kids, and when I met her, I introduced her to this drug, and the very first day that I did, she lost her children to DCF and has not had custody of her kids since May of 2016 because of me. And we struggled for a while together, and in 2017, in July, I went to jail for a DUI. And I didn't get any jail time for my first 2 DUIs. But when I went to court, I thought I was going to be sentenced to 30 days and go home. And they told me that they were sentencing me to a year in jail. Well, I've never really been to jail. And I passed out on the floor of the courtroom in misdemeanor court. They gave me a year, and I struggled in there. One of the most difficult times of my life. I came out of jail, and my home was not gone. I thought it was going to be gone. It had gone into foreclosure. Came out a year and a half ago, and had my house was offered back to me with my kids, and I thought, this is Rob's chance to redeem himself. And I fell flat on my face in my own power. And our house was getting closer and closer to being lost. And we got to a point where I just couldn't go on anymore the way that we were. And we had applied for a modification and failed. And the woman who worked at the finance company told me I need to sell my home. And that was one of the most difficult things I've ever heard. And I refused to accept that. And 69 days ago, I turned to her and said, I can't do this anymore. And I cannot let my life and her life be taken away. And I told her that I can't, you got to look at what you've done in the past, and if it ain't working, something's wrong. And I told her, I said, if I'm going to get sober, I can't just get rid of the drugs. Everything in my life has to change. Every single thing, as painful as it is, has to change. If you have cancer in 8 areas of your body, and one of them is called jealousy, one of them is called adultery, one of them is called hatred, one of them is called racism, one of them is called drugs, one of them is called whatever your problem is, and you remove the drugs, you're not okay. Everyone in the world might look at me and say, Rob's doing good, he's sober. That's the starting line of life, not the finish line. And you got to do it all. You got to clean it all out. And so I made the decision 69 days ago that I'm going to change in every area of my life. And let me tell you this, it's tough. It's tough. We're talking about lying and deception and manipulating and all of these things, and control. I'm a big control freak. And anyway, so we decided 68 days ago we were going to give it to God, both of us. And we did. And we had to apply again for the modification. We needed a month straight of solid income, which I had been doing very little of, doing what I was doing. And we went out and we work outside, so we needed sunshine. If we didn't show enough income, we wouldn't pass. For 30 days straight, it did not rain in September. You live in Florida, it doesn't not rain in September. For a month straight, it did not rain. We finished that time. We turned in all the paperwork, and I had to wait 10 days from the time we turned that in until they gave me an answer. And let me tell you, folks, this was the longest 10 days of my life. I put these weights on my back, and they're so big. And but I had faith and hope the whole way, because when you turn to God, He gives you things you just don't understand. I was an atheist. I want you to understand this years ago. And you're not talking to some Bible boy. You're talking to a guy that rejected God and spit in His face, and He chased me down. And anyway, we were waiting for that call. I asked for prayer on Facebook. Well, God inspired me to record these videos a little while back, and I recorded when I got that phone call. And I'm going to share that with you, and then I'm just going to finish up at the end. But I want you to watch these and understand when you watch them the buildup of emotion that comes from you trying to get something you just don't deserve. And the only way it could happen is by miracle. Well, watch this. And I hope you see God the way I do. Okay? I don't know if I'm ready to hear what you have to say, but...
All right, so I know that you have the mediation scheduled for today at 2 o'clock. I just got word just like 2 minutes ago that you were approved for a trial plan. So that's good news. I wanted to let you know what the terms were. And keep in mind, a letter's going to generate, but since it was just approved today, they're probably not going to have it.
Okay, everybody, I just got the call from my finance company that my mortgage modification was approved. And I am so not worthy of what just happened. And my wife doesn't know yet. And you are gonna right now enjoy with me sharing this with her. Dawn. I just talked to the mortgage company. We're approved.
Are you kidding? Oh
Oh, good.
So what now? What now?
We're gonna get your kids back to the house. That's what we're gonna do. Well, I hope you enjoyed those videos, and there's tears in my eyes just thinking about the end of the video with me hugging her, and the release of everything in the world coming on my back in that moment. And I don't deserve anything that just happened to me. I want everybody to know that, but I'll accept it. And this means so much. I have 3 of my 4 kids here, and now she can regain custody of her children, hopefully, and have a home for them to come to. We could end up with 8 children here at one time. But that scares me. That scares Rob. But I know God can do anything. I tell you, folks, I can't tell you enough. I want to tell you that you're going to watch this video, and it's not about drugs. It's not about a house. This video is about me telling you, You got to serve God in every part of your life. And if you don't, it just doesn't work. You can't take one part of the cancer out and leave the rest and think it's going to work. God tells you if, all over the Bible, if you follow him, he will bless you. And we want to do the other part first. And it doesn't work that way. I'm just telling you, there's only one switch with Rob, and that's on or off. And for 68 days, it's been on. And it's been on, heading in the right direction. When I was doing the wrong thing, I was still using every talent God gave me, but I was using it for the wrong kingdom. Well, now that's not happening anymore. God's got me. He's got every part of me. And I love this woman, Dawn, with all my heart. And I can't wait until I post the next video you guys will get to see. And that is her children pulling up in front of this house and being let off to come home. Guys, I love you. And I just want to tell you to trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. Acknowledge him in all your ways, and he will direct your paths. I love you.